All right, boys and girls, here we are on multiplying polynomials 7.2, day 2. All right. We'll go through some of the basics quickly, just to remind you, but you should have watched yesterday's video if you didn't. If you got questions with yesterday's stuff, speak up now before we get going. So here we see a binomial times a trinomial. All right. So it doesn't change anything. We're still multiplying polynomials. All right, I can still use any one of the rules that I learned last time, with some exception. All right. First, if I would distribute this, write this down so you see it and you know it and you're familiar, even if it's not your favorite. So, if I'm doing this with distribution, I would write out my two distribution steps and then do both of them. That is x cubed. Again, your exponent rules coming into play here. Minus 3x squared minus 2x plus 5x squared minus 15. Find and combine your like terms. There's my only x cubed. Here I have all right. So that would be the distribution method. Again, may not be your favorite. Write it down so you understand what's going on. Because let me show you if I wanted to do this with the table. Now I can set my table either way. I could have my x and my 5 here. I could do that, or I could do my table that way. It's completely up to you which way you do your table. One of the nice things, if you struggle identifying like terms, the table really helps you kind of organize, because your like terms end up being diagonals, right? So I'll only fill out one of these. So this times this is x cubed. Again, I'm using my table here, using the sides of the table to fill it out. These would multiply to be 3x squared minus 2x. Come down here. 5x squared now combine your like terms. This is the only x cubed in the table. There's my x squareds. There's my x's. And there's my constant. All right. So either one of these methods works just the same as it did yesterday as it did today. No big real adjustments. The difference is for those of you who loved the third method, FOIL, and this is why I don't really like FOIL that much, it kind of falls apart here. All right, because I can't do first outside, I got to do this also. All right, so the acronym FOIL doesn't really hold up here. Now, if you can remember that really basically you're just doing distribution, and you remember to just do it to everything in the second parentheses, you'll be fine. But the acronym doesn't hold up. Because it's basically distribution. Oh, I know, it's an ugly tool. It's basically distribution. It's just a way to remember. Okay, and then of course you combine your like terms. So on and so on and so on. Of course, the answer is going to be the same no matter which method you choose. Any questions about that when we have a trinomial involved? All right, we could get really crazy and do trinomial times a trinomial. And that would just get huge. I would actually recommend the bigger the problem gets, I would go to the table more because it's real easy to stay organized with that table as opposed to writing things out. All right. All right. So now the other thing we can do with these polynomials is we can find, because basically when we have a problem like this, if you think about the table's basically an area problem. All right, I'm finding the area of this, length times width, length times width. That's basically what that table's helping you do. So, area. So you should know some basic area formulas. Let's take a minute and write those on the whiteboard. All right, so this talks about this trapezoid area back here behind a hockey goal. So we have the dimensions, it gives us the dimensions of our hockey goal. So we have, it says write a polynomial that represents the area of the trapezoid, find the area of the trapezoid if the short base is 18. All right, so first off, there's our formula. 1/2 height base 1 plus base 2. If I look here, base 1 is x, base 2 is that. So I have 1/2 the height so we're calling into account everything we've done so far in this week. I've got to add polynomials together. X plus x is 2x. Now I've got to multiply these two together. I've got my two polynomials being multiplied together, all right? So I'm gonna do this with, probably FOIL, because it's probably quick for a 2 by 2. So it's gonna be 2x squared, 10x, 14x minus 70. Don't forget the 1/2 is still out front. So if I multiply everything by 1/2, I'm going to get x squared minus 2x minus 35. So the first problem said write a polynomial that represents the region. There it is. That polynomial represents the region. Second problem says find the area of the trapezoid, a region where the shorter base is 18. So the shorter base is 18, so that's x. So I just have to take x and plug it in here. 18 squared. Somebody bust out a calculator. What's 18 squared? I think it's like 324. I'll change that. If I'm wrong, I'll change it. 324 minus 36 minus 35 is 255. All right, I'm assuming that's right. I think that's right. Get out a calculator. Let's get this fixed. If it's not, but know your formulas. One more problem. So ignore this. One more problem I want to show you. Find the area of the shaded region. All right, so I've got to take a couple of things and put it together. So let's do that. All right, I just made these up. It's probably gonna come out ugly. That's okay. Area of the shaded region. How would I find the area of the shaded part? Okay, so I got to find the area of the whole thing, and I got to take away the chunk that's in the middle. That'll give me my shaded part. So the area of the whole thing, x plus 5, x plus 2. All All right, let's figure that out. Good. Then, I gotta find that. So, multiply those two together. Now, I've got to subtract still. I've got to take the area of the whole thing, subtract the area of the cutout to get the area of the shaded part. So, I've got this. So that goes back to what we did at the beginning of the week when we're adding and subtracting our polynomials together. So I got to take this, it's subtraction, so I want to rewrite it. Take your negative sign and distribute it through there. Remember to change all those signs. Now I got to combine like terms. X squared minus x squared is gone. 7x plus 8, I'm going to write up here, is 8 plus 10. So the area of my shaded region is 8x plus 10. That's our final answer. So again, you may have to use multiple shapes. I may give you a couple triangles, may give you a couple rectangles, squares, trapezoids, whatever. Use the polynomials in those formulas with the things that we've been doing this week to find your answer. All right, take your time, ask questions, get to work.